That feeling you get when you walk into an event with incredible music and sound quality. Yeah, that's us. Welcome to Ghana's leading musical instrument store, Sweet Music. Choose from a wide range of keyboards, drum sets, guitars, combos, stage monitors, mixers, amplifiers, speakers, microphones, saxophones, trumpets, studio equipment, and every accessory thinkable. We're located in Achimota, Sonodim Ship House, adjacent APOSA Bank. Tema Community 9 next to Star Gas near T Havana. Kumasi, opposite the STC station or Ashanti Home Touch, Asafo Market. Takrady, ground floor of Rabito Clinic, Dabiama. Sunyani, opposite Kokobod, Cementia Story Building. Tamale at the King David Plaza. You can also shop online at sweet-music.com or call 020-536-0313 or 054-734-6146. From top brands to beginner-friendly options, we've got something for everyone. Sweet Music. Hear the sound.
Araba, there are some people at the door. Go and tell them I have traveled to Russia.
Yes, Daddy.
Where's your father?
My father said I should tell you he has traveled to Russia.
Your father has killed me. I sent him money from America to complete my house for me.
Are all student association contributions?
Even the money from the fundraiser for Kweku's surgery.
Oh! He too? Don't be a victim. If you're contributing to a project, alumni dues, or any public campaign, Chango is your best choice. Chango keeps track of all donations and gives you the power to know exactly where the money goes. Chango is approved by Bank of Ghana. Call 0270-066-614 or visit changoapp.com for more information.
Uncle, my father is hiding under the bed.
Oh, Araba.
Chango for your groupings and crowdfunding.
That time of the day when you're just settling in. You know, mid-morning, brunch time. You know your day is going to be just amazing once you're tuned in to your number one Christian radio, Sweet Melodies 94.3 FM. It's toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Just the right groove and great vibes for your morning. Tune in from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday on Sweet Melodies FM 94.3. Make a date. Toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Music so sweet, you can't help but tap your feet.
Welcome to AGCM Ventures, your premier destination for top quality sound equipment for any occasion. Whether you're hosting a wedding, a corporate event, or live concert, we've got you covered. At AGCM Ventures, we offer a vast selection of state-of-the-art audio gear, from speakers and microphones to mixers and amplifiers. Our team of experienced professionals are here to assist you every step of the way, from choosing the right equipment to setting it up and optimizing your sound. So why settle for anything less than the best? Trust AGCM Ventures for all your audio needs, and let's help you create an unforgettable sonic experience. Contact us today and let's make some noise together.
Welcome to Nikal Fabrics. At Nikal Fabrics, our affordable pricing helps you experience the luxury of exclusive and premium fabrics without compromising your budget. Nikal has a disability-friendly access to the shop and helps you relax, choose your fabrics that suits every occasion. Nikal Fabrics are ready to help you choose the perfect fabric that implies your artistic prowess and suits your style. From ball gowns, kaftans, Holantex, ABC, high target, funeral cloths, Mibawa brochure, kente plain and design, woodine, American linen, paradise, crepe, bridal satin, Swiss cotton, cotton lining, net, wedding laces, cashmere, brocade, damask, luxury and European brocade, northern fugu, and even bulk matching attires for choirs and other groups. We've got you covered. We have African print, GTP. Nikal Fabrics ensures that only the finest fabrics is released into the market through our vigorous quality checks. Locate our showroom at Dansoman Matayeko at the Ash Story building on the first floor of the Nikal complex, just around the sharp curve roundabout. You can call or WhatsApp us on 057-970-9113. Nikal Fabrics. Experience the luxury of our fabrics and transform your style.
Life can get busy. From the noise of the workplace to the pressure of deadlines, we all give our best every day. After a hard day's work, nothing matters more than coming home to what truly counts: family, love, and peace. And when the day is done, there's a place where you can find strength for tomorrow, inspiration for your soul, and victory for your life. Alpha TV. Every day with God is every day in victory.
I have something to do with the number 5. I am that spot which was targeted by Abner, Joab, and others to kill people. DLCF, the 5th rib, correct.
Amamfwe! The National Bible Quiz is back. Oh yes. Get ready for 2 weeks of biblical knowledge and excitement. Learn more about the Bible and have some fun as we bring you the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship. Come watch 63 churches battle their way to becoming the ultimate powerhouse for biblical knowledge and the trophy from Monday 22nd September 2025 to Sunday 5th October 2025 at the RS Amagashi Auditorium. The championship will be showing on Alpha TV, CACI TV, PCG TV, and NBQ Ghana social media channels. Come cheer your church to victory. For more information and sponsorship, contact 053-145-4855 or nbqghana@gmail.com. It's all about the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship.
That feeling you get when you walk into an event with incredible music and sound quality. Yeah, that's us. Welcome to Ghana's leading musical instrument store, Sweet Music. Choose from a wide range of keyboards, drum sets, guitars, combos, stage monitors, mixers, amplifiers, speakers, microphones, saxophones, trumpets, studio equipment, and every accessory thinkable. We're located in Achimota, Sonodim Ship House, adjacent APOSA Bank. Tema Community 9 next to Star Gas near T Havana. Kumasi, opposite the STC station or Ashanti Home Touch, Asafo Market. Takrade, ground floor of Rabito Clinic, Dabiama. Sunyani, opposite Kokobod, Cementia Story Building. Tamale at the King David Plaza. You can also shop online at sweet-music.com or call 020-536-0313 or 054-734-6146. From top brands to beginner-friendly options, we've got something for everyone. Sweet Music. Hear the sound.
Araba, there are some people at the door. Go and tell them I have traveled to Russia.
Yes, Daddy.
Where's your father?
My father said I should tell you he has traveled to Russia.
Your father has killed me. I sent him money from America to complete my house for me.
Are all student association contributions?
Even the money from the fundraiser for Kweku's surgery.
Oh! He too? Don't be a victim. If you're contributing to a project, alumni dues, or any public campaign, Chango is your best choice. Chango keeps track of all donations and gives you the power to know exactly where the money goes. Chango is approved by Bank of Ghana. Call 0270-066-614 or visit changoapp.com for more information.
Uncle, my father is hiding under the bed.
Oh, Araba.
Chango for your groupings and crowdfunding.
That time of the day when you're just settling in. You know, mid-morning, brunch time. You know your day is going to be just amazing once you're tuned in to your number one Christian radio, Sweet Melodies 94.3 FM. It's toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Just the right groove and great vibes for your morning. Tune in from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday on Sweet Melodies FM 94.3. Make a date. Toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Music so sweet, you can't help but tap your feet.
Welcome to AGCM Ventures, your premier destination for top quality sound equipment for any occasion. Whether you're hosting a wedding, corporate event, or live concert, we've got you covered. At AGCM Ventures, we offer a vast selection of state-of-the-art audio gear, from speakers and microphones to mixers and amplifiers. Our team of experienced professionals are here to assist you every step of the way, from choosing the right equipment to setting it up and optimizing your sound. So why settle for anything less than the best? Trust AGCM Ventures for all your audio needs, and let's help you create an unforgettable sonic experience. Contact us today and let's make some noise together.
Welcome to Nickel Fabrics. At Nickel Fabrics, our affordable pricing helps you experience the luxury of exclusive and premium fabrics without compromising your budget. Nickel has a disability-friendly access to the shop and helps you relax, choose your fabrics that suits every occasion. Nickel Fabrics are ready to help you choose the perfect fabric that implies your artistic prowess and suits your style. From ball gowns, kaftans, Hollandex, Fabrics, ABC, High Target, Funeral Cloths, Mibawa Broochery, Kente Plain and Design, Woodine, American Linen, Paradise, Crepe, Bridal Satin, Swiss Cotton, Cotton Lining, Net, Wedding Laces, Cashmere, Brocade, Damask, Luxury and European Brocade, Northern Fugu, and even bulk matching attires for choirs and other groups. We've got you covered. We have African Print, GTP. Nikau Fabrics ensures that only the finest fabrics is released into the market through our vigorous quality checks. Locate our showroom at Dansoman Matayeko at the Ash Story Building on the first floor of the Nikau complex, just around the sharp curve roundabout. You can call or WhatsApp us on 057 970 9113. Nikau Fabrics. Experience the luxury of our fabrics and transform your style.
Life can get busy. From the noise of the workplace to the pressure of deadlines, we all give our best every day. After a hard day's work, nothing matters more than coming home to what truly counts: family, love, and peace. And when the day is done, there's a place where you can find strength for tomorrow, inspiration for your soul, and victory for your life. Alpha TV. Every day with God is every day in victory.
Hello, you are welcome to the quarterfinal stage of the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship, brought to you by NBQ Ghana in partnership with the Bible Society of Ghana. This is the third contest of the quarterfinal stage, and it features Assemblies of God Campus Ministry, University of Ghana, Legon. Apostolic Students and Associates, University of Cape Coast. And the Deeper Life Campus Fellowship, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. DLCF KNUST is our reigning champions. APOSA UCC is making their second consecutive quarterfinal appearance, and AGCM LEGON is making their first quarterfinal appearance since 2024. But there's a lot more at stake today. The winner of today's contest qualifies for the semi-final stage and automatically becomes a seeded team for next year's championship. Who do you think will be winning? Who do you think will be winning? Alright, we'll find out very soon. But do note that we are live on Alpha TV, Kasi TV, PCG TV, and on all our socials at NBQ Ghana. If you are joining us online, please share the link on all your social media handles. Let's gather for another intriguing journey in the scriptures. Let's meet our contestants. AGCM LEGON is represented by
Agbola Stanley.
It's a champion.
All right. So Edith and Stanley, how has your journey to the quarterfinal stage been, and what are your expectations?
So it's been grace, and we are hoping that the grace of God will be made manifest once more.
All right. APOSA UCC is represented by
Nouveau winner.
Michaela Edubia Dankwa.
All right. So Michaela and winner. How has your journey to the quarterfinal stage been, and what are your expectations?
It has been really involving but exciting. Today we just want to glorify God.
You want to glorify God. Amazing. DLCF KNUST is represented by
Obey Abigail.
Anaba Richmond.
Amazing. So Abigail and Richmond, how has your journey to the quarterfinal stage been, and what are your expectations?
It has also not been easy, but we trust that God will see us through. And all we want to see today is His glory.
You want to see His glory. Amazing. All right. The 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship is sponsored by Sweet Music Pro Audio, Ghana's leading musical instrument store, Chango Crowdfunding Platform, Vital Reinsurance Brokers, AGCM Ventures, So Impact Family Production, Tampico, Nikao Fabrics, Julie's Blush, Volta Hall, University of Ghana Business School, and our broadcast partners, PCG TV, Cassie TV, Alpha TV, and Sweet Melodies FM, with support from various churches, organizations, and individuals. My name is Believe Esite, and I am your quiz mistress. Before we begin the contest, I'd like to remind you of the Sweet Music Highest Scorer of the Day Award. Sweet Music Pro Audio is 10 years old, and as part of their 10th anniversary, they are giving a free product on each quiz day to the highest scoring team. Today's prize is a keyboard, a Korg EK50 61-key arranger keyboard valued at 7,200 Ghana cedis. So our contestants, we encourage to score high. If you do, at the end of the contest, the keyboard will be heading to your church. Now let's zoom in. This contest will come to you in 5 rounds. Round 1, here are the rules. Most questions in this round require simple, straightforward answers. Some questions may require some explanations or more detailed answers. You have 10 seconds to answer your major question, and your answer must be one attempt only, meaning that you cannot start one answer and change it to start a different answer. If a team fails to answer their main question, I may pass the question on for a bonus to the remaining teams. The first team to ring their bell will have the opportunity to answer. Let's hear the bells of each team. Please note that a correct answer is worth 3 points. A correct answer to a bonus question is worth 1 point, and a wrong answer to a bonus question will cost you a deduction of 1 point. Let all your answers be precise and accurate. Best wishes to you all. The very first set of questions. AGCM LEGON. Both Abraham and Isaac had stories in which their wives were introduced as their sisters. Mention any 3 differences you can find between their stories.
Okay, so for Abraham's own, Isaac was in the house. Okay, so sorry, for Abraham's son, Sarah was the one introduced to them, and then the house was plagued because they were plagued with barrenness because of Sarah. But for Rebecca's own, they were not plagued with any barrenness. And for Abraham's own, it was revealed to Abimelech in the dream that Sarah was Abraham's wife. But for Rebecca's own, they were found sporting with each other.
Okay, I'll give 2 points. APOSA UCC. Abraham's wife was introduced as his sister in Egypt. Similarly, Isaac's wife was introduced as his sister in the land of Gerar. Mention any 3 differences you can find between the 2 stories.
So for Abraham's scenario or case, he was introduced to Pharaoh, but for Isaac, it was Abimelech. And second, another difference is for Abraham's case, Pharaoh gave Abraham items, that's goods, cattle, but for Isaac's case, that didn't happen. And also for Isaac's case, Abimelech gave Isaac, he gave Isaac 1,000 shekels.
Okay. I'll give 1 point. DLCF KNUST. Both Abraham and Isaac made covenants with the king of Gerar on separate occasions. Mention any 3 similarities you can find between the 2 covenant stories.
So with Abraham's own and Isaac's own, it was told that Abimelech came to them at where they are. So in both stories, they all came to them. And then they also, in all the stories, they had a feast. And then in all the stories, they ate, they drank, and then they rose up the following day. And then in all the stories, they used animals as a covenant between them. A covenant was made in all the stories.
I'll give 1 point. The next set of questions. Preamble. I am going to read to you a text from the Bible, and you are to tell me which book and chapter I am reading from. The exact verses are not required. Book and chapter are enough. AGCM LEGON. You know that because of physical infirmity, I preached the gospel to you at the first. In my trial, which was in my flesh, you did not despise or reject, but you received me as an angel of God, even as Christ Jesus.
Colossians chapter 2.
That is incorrect. For a bonus. Okay. APOSA UCC. No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it.
James chapter 2.
That is incorrect. DLCF.
1 Corinthians chapter 10.
That is correct. DLCF, your question. Because you have kept my command to persevere, I also will keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world, to test those who dwell on the earth.
Revelation chapter 3.
Revelation chapter 3 is the right answer. The next set of questions, preamble to all teams. At one of the stops during the Exodus journey, it was discovered that a man who had roamed many places in the camp on a set day was actually having a discharge coming from his body. With reference to the instructions God gave about discharges in Leviticus 15, AGCM LEGON, mention 3 entities which will be deemed unclean for having contact with this man that day.
Anyone who touches him. Anyone who comes into contact with his clothes. And then the pots and utensils that comes into contact with him.
I will not accept that. APOSA UCC, mention any 3.
So his clothes, the tent he dwells in, and anything he uses belongs.
No. I'll give AGCM LEGON 1 point for anyone who touched him. APOSA, I will not accept your point. DLCF, mention any three.
So we have bed, the bed that he sleeps on, the vessels that he may, if he rides on any beast, and then the house too that he sleeps in.
Okay, I'll give 2 points. The next set of questions. AGCM LEGON. Identify the first persecution of the early church as follows. A. Which chapter in the book of Acts it began? B. Who exactly were arrested? C. The immediate events which led to the persecution.
Acts chapter A is Acts chapter 8. B is Stephen, and C is the stoning of Stephen.
All right, DLCF. For a
So
bonus.
the chapter first, right? So the chapter is chapter 4. Then the people were, yes, the disciple of Jesus. That was Peter and John. And then the immediate what caused it was that they healed a layman at the beautiful gate. And then after that they preached the gospel unto the people, talking about the resurrection of the dead, which the Pharisees and the Sanhedrin, they don't agree to it.
That's correct. APOSA. Identify the second persecution of the early church as follows. A. Which chapter in the book of Acts it began? B. Who exactly were arrested? C. The immediate events which led to the persecution.
So this is in Acts chapter 4. And the people who were arrested were Peter and John. And the immediate events was they were preaching in the synagogue, and the Pharisees and the Sadducees called for their arrest.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. Okay. DLCF. Explain in detail how the apostles got released from their respective arrests in the first and second persecution.
So for the first persecution, they beat them, they chastised them, and then after that they put them inside a ward because it was in the evening. And so the next day when they brought them out, they saw that the miracle that they have done was plain, like they could not hide it. So because of that, and yes, so they only charged them that they should not preach the gospel. So for the first one, because of the miracle they have done and because how plain it was. Then the second one was after that they went to preach the gospel and they kept them in prison. But the angel of the Lord came and took them out, that they should go and preach the gospel.
I'll give 2 points. Now to APOSA UCC's question. The chapter is Acts, the book of Acts, and the book is Acts and the chapter is 5. Okay, and then who exactly were arrested? The apostles were arrested. And the immediate events which led to the persecution, an outbreak of miracles, signs, and wonders wrought by the hands of the apostles, including Peter's shadow healing of the sick and multitudes gathering from surrounding towns with sick people who were all healed, and the increasing growth in the numbers of the believers. The next set of questions. The Assyrian invasion of Israel happened in a number of waves before the eventual captivity of Israel. AGCM LEGON, indicates the following about the first wave of the invasion as recorded in 2 Kings 15, verse 17 to 20. A. The name of the king of Israel at the time. B. How long this king of Israel reigned. C. The name of the Assyrian king who executed the invasion.
So C is Esarhaddon and A is Asa, King Asa. And B is 20 years.
That is incorrect. APOSA indicates the following about the second wave of the invasion as recorded in 2 Kings 15, verse 29. A. The name of the king of Israel at the time. B. How long this king of Israel reigned. C. The name of the Assyrian king who executed the invasion.
So the A is King Hezekiah, and the B is the 12th year, and C is Shalmaneser.
That is incorrect. DLCF.
So A is Pekah. The years the king reign was 20, and the king of Syria was Tiglath-Pileser.
That is correct. DLCF, your question. What ransom did Menahem pay to Paul to restrain his hand over Israel, and how exactly was the ransom generated?
So he gave him 1,000 talents of silver. And these 1,000 talents of silver, he gathered the rulers, that is the chief men, those who were rich. Then he took from them 50 shekels of silver each.
I will accept that. Now to AGCM's question. The name of the king of Israel at the time was Menahem. How long did this king reign? It was 10 years. And then the name of the Assyrian king who executed the invasion was Paul. The next question. The following passage is an extract from Joshua 22, verses 16 to 20. Fill in the blank spaces to complete the passage. AGCM LEGON. Thus says the whole congregation of the Lord, dash, that you have committed against the God of Israel, to turn away this day from following the Lord, in that, dash, that you might rebel this day against the Lord. Is the iniquity of dash not enough for us, from which we are not cleansed until this day, although there was a plague in the congregation of the Lord?
So the third dash is Amorites. The iniquity of the Amorites.
All right. That is incorrect. APOSA UCC. But that you must dash, and it shall be, if you dash, that tomorrow he will be angry, dash.
But that you must turn from following the other gods and follow the God of Israel.
That's incorrect. DLCF. Nevertheless, if the land of your possession is unclean, then dash, where dash, and take possession among us. But do not rebel against the Lord, nor rebel against us, by building yourselves an altar besides the altar of the Lord our God. Did not dash commit a trespass in the accursed thing, and wrath fell on all the congregation of Israel? And that man did not perish alone in his iniquity.
So the last dash is Achan. The first dash is then pass over to pass over to the other side, to our place. Pass over to the land, then you will take possession. That's the first one.
Okay. All right. So I'll give 1 point. All right. Let's go through it together. Thus says the whole congregation of the Lord, what treachery is this that you have committed against the God of Israel, to turn away this day from following the Lord, in that you have built for yourselves an altar, that you might rebel this day against the Lord? Is the iniquity of Peor not enough for us, from which we are not cleansed until this day, although there was a plague in the congregation of the Lord? But that you must turn away this day from following the Lord, and it shall be, if you rebel today against the Lord, that tomorrow he will be angry with the whole congregation of Israel. Nevertheless, if the land of your possession is unclean, then cross over to the land of the possession of the Lord, where the Lord's tabernacle stands, and take possession among us. But do not rebel against the Lord, nor rebel against us, by building yourselves an altar besides the altar of the Lord our God. Did not Achan the son of Zerah commit a trespass in the accursed thing, and wrath fell on all the congregation of Israel, and that man did not perish alone in his iniquity? The next set of questions. AGCM LEGON. In Esther 3 verse 13, we learn of a famous letter which was widely circulated in the provinces of King Ahasuerus by his carriers. As exact as possible, recall all that was stated in that letter.
Okay, so it was the letter about Queen Vashti's disrespect to the king. So it was written to all the province that they should respect their husbands. Otherwise, what happened to Queen Vashti will serve as an example to them.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. Okay. APOSA UCC. How exactly did Mordecai respond to the news of the letter which contained doomsday instructions against the Jews, as recorded in Esther 4 verse 1?
So he tore his clothes and wore sackcloth and put ashes on his head and went to sit in the gate of the king.
I'll give 2 points. DLCF. When Esther's servants delivered Mordecai's message for her to intervene in the planned annihilation of the Jews, she initially gave an excuse. Recall the exact response Mordecai gave to Esther's excuse, as recorded in Esther 4, verse 13 and 14.
So Mordecai told Esther that, do not think within yourself that you will have peace when you are in the king's house, or you escape than all the people of all your kindred. But if you altogether hold your peace this day, then deliverance and salvation will come for the Jews from another place. But if and who knows that God has brought you to the throne at this time?
I'll accept that. Okay, now to AGCM's question. All that was stated in that letter, it was a decree to destroy, kill, and annihilate all the Jews, both young and old, little children and women. This evil was to be executed in one day, that is the 13th day of the 12th month, and was a plunder on the possessions of the Jews. The next set of questions. Preamble to all teams. In Psalm 77, Asaph asked himself several questions about God, specifically in verses 7 to 9. AGCM LEGON, mention any 2 of the questions he asked.
Okay, so he asked God that their fathers have sinned. They are not there, so why is God?
All right, that's incorrect. APOSA UCC, mention any two.
So Asaph asked himself about God. He said, "Who is like the Lord in all the earth, and who can counsel him?"
That's incorrect. DLCF, and mention any two. Okay. All right. So, will the Lord cast off forever, and will he be favorable no more? Has his mercy ceased forever? Has his promise failed forevermore? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he in anger shut up his tender mercies? The next set of questions, preamble to all teams. In Ezekiel 14, some of the elders of Israel came to Ezekiel and sat before him with the aim of inquiring of the Lord. AGCM LEGON. What description did the Lord give of these men in verse 3?
So God told Ezekiel about them that they would listen to what Ezekiel would say, but they won't do it. They won't hearken to it.
That's incorrect. APOSA UCC. With reference to verses 4 to 6, explain how the Lord decided to answer these men with idols in their hearts and his reason for doing so.
He said he would give them up to their idols.
I won't accept it. DLCF. As exact as possible, record the judgment the Lord spoke concerning these men who inquire of him, but have idols in their hearts, as recorded in verse 8.
So he said that they, through their gods, they shall perish. Like they shall perish through their gods, the gods that they've put in the idols that are in their heart, and they've come to seek the Lord.
That's incorrect. Now, AGCM's question, the answers. They have set up idols in their hearts. They have put before them that which causes them to stumble. And now to APOSA's question, how the Lord decided to answer these men. He said, I, the Lord, will answer them by myself according to the multitude of their idols, so that I may seize the house of Israel by their hearts, because they are all estranged from me by their idols. And then to DLCF's question, the answers, I will set my face against that man. I make him a sign and a proverb. I will cut him off from the midst of my people. The next set of questions, preamble to all teams. Hebrews 4 extensively discusses entering God's rest, and in the discourse, 3 Old Testament scriptures were quoted. AGCM LEGON. I need you to recall one of the statements which were quoted as exactly as possible. The specific reference in the Old Testament is not needed.
They said if they had entered the rest, there would have been no need for, if Joshua had sent them to the, led them to enter the rest, they would have no need for another rest.
Now, not accepted. APOSA UCC. Mention another.
So the Old Testament reference that was given was about the Israelites, and it was said of them that because of their unbelief, they could not enter the rest of God.
I will not accept it. DLCF, mention another.
He said that if today you hear his voice, harden not your heart, as in the wilderness in the day of provocation.
That's correct. Okay, so the other statement. And God rested on the seventh day from all his works. And then the other is, so I swore in my wrath, they shall not enter my rest. I understand both of you stated something about rest, so I couldn't give it to any of you. All right. The next set of questions. Preamble to all teams. The temptations of Jesus, paralleled with the temptations in the Garden of Eden, reveal that Satan works with similar tactics almost all the time. AGCM LEGON, I need you to analyze both stories and explain one of Satan's tactics, which was evident in both stories.
Okay, so in the Garden of Eden, the serpent told Eve. The serpent twisted God's word, and in Jesus' temptations as well, he told him to, if he's the son of God, he should jump from the edge of the cliff, because Psalm 91 verse 11 to 12, that the angels will come and grab him, that he will not hurt his foot against a stone. So it's a twisting of God's word.
I will accept that. APOSA UCC. Explain another tactic of Satan which is evident in both stories.
So in both stories, we see Satan appealing to the person he was tempting through food. So the first one, Jesus was being tempted that if he's the Son of God, he should turn these stones into bread. And then Jesus quotes a scripture from Deuteronomy to say that man shall not live by bread alone. And then in Adam and Eve's case as well, the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil bore fruit, and then Satan tempted them with the fruit of that tree. So it's appealing to the tempter.
That's correct. DLCF.
Okay, so Satan told Eve that thou shalt not surely die, but in the day that thou eat of the fruit.
Please speak out.
Satan said that thou shalt not surely die. That was from what Eve said. So Satan said, thou shalt not surely die, because God knows that the day that thou eat it, your eyes will be open. And in Jesus' own, the devil told Jesus that he should jump over. So it was like he was tempting him. So you see that, yes, was exchanging God's word.
Okay. I'll give 1 point. The last set of questions for this round. AGCM LEGON, I need you to quote 6 verses from one book of the Bible. Which testaments do you prefer to choose from?
New Testament.
All right. Which of the following books would you like to quote from? 1 John or Galatians or Philippians?
Philippians.
In the space of 40 seconds, quote in full 6 verses from Philippians.
Philippians 4:4, rejoice always. Again, I say rejoice. Philippians 4 says, do not be anxious of anything, but in all things by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. Philippians 4:8, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are noble, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, meditate on this. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:19, for my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:23, may the grace of...
You have 2 points, AGCM. Well done. APOSA UCC, I need you to quote 6 verses from one book of the Bible. Which testament do you prefer to choose your book from?
New Testament.
All right. Which of the following books would you like to quote from? Hebrews, Ephesians, Mark?
Hebrews.
In the space of 40 seconds, quote in full 6 verses from Hebrews.
Hebrews 13:1. Let brotherly love continue. Hebrews 13:2. Do not forget to entertain strangers, for by so doing, some have unwittingly entertained strangers. Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 1:1. God, who at sundry times has spoken to us through the prophets and fathers, has in this last day spoken to us through his Son, Jesus Christ. Hebrews 10:25. Do not forsake the gathering of the saints, as is the manner of some. Hebrews 10:23.
Okay. All right. APOSA has 2 points. DLCF KNUST. I need you to quote 6 verses from one book of the Bible. Which testament do you prefer to quote from?
New Testament.
Which of the following books would you like to quote from? Colossians, 2 Peter, Luke.
Colossians.
All right. In the space of 40 seconds, quote in 6 verses from Colossians.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 1. If ye then be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is at the right hand of God. Verse 2. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth, for ye are dead and your life is hid with Christ in God. When Christ, who is our light, shall appear, then shall we also appear with him in glory. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness. Colossians chapter 1, verse 12. Giving thanks unto the Father, which has made us fit to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light, who has delivered us from the power of darkness and has translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins.
DLCF has 2 points, and that brings us to the end of round 1. at the end of the first round, AGCM LEGON had 8 points. APOSA UCC had 8 points also. And DLCF KNUST is in the lead with 23 points. Now on to the second round, the Chango Speed Race. If you are raising funds for any public campaign for your church, school or company, please use the Chango Crowdfunding app. It is fast, easy and transparent. Now to our contestants. In this round, every question goes to all teams and you all must race to be the first to answer. If you believe you have an answer, you must ring the bell to be called. Let's hear the bells of each team. DLC. By the time you ring the bell, you must be ready with your answer, else the next team to have rung will be given the opportunity to answer. Correct answer if you were the first to ring is 3 points, second to ring 2 points, third to ring 1 point. An incorrect answer will cost you a deduction of 1 point. You are not obliged to ring the bell if you are not sure of your answer. Please let your answers be precise and accurate. Best wishes to you all. The first question. In Hebrews 9 verse 4, the author indicates that AGCM.
Okay, so the 2 spots in the Exodus journey are 1, the at Beth Shemesh, where the Ark of God went back to the people of Israel. The people took the oxen and sacrificed it, and then they might have looked in the ark and stolen some stuff, some of the missing items. And then the second one is at the war at Ebenezer. The Philistines they captured the ark and put it in the god of Dagon, his temple. And then there's a possibility that they also looked in the ark and took some stuff.
That's correct. The next question. Mention the full list of virtues believers must put on as recorded in Colossians 3 verse 12. DLCF.
Put on therefore as the elect of God, bowels of mercy, kindness, harmonious of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, forgiving one another. Put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness.
I will accept it. The next question. What is the meaning of the Hebrew word kavah? Is it that you didn't hear? Okay, so kavah is spelled Qavah. Okay, audience. Oh, okay. It means to wait. Yeah. The next question. Identify 2 stories in the book of Matthew which reveal that prayer can do something about temptations. All right. In the Lord's Prayer, there's a line that says, "And lead us not into temptation." And then when Jesus met his disciples sleeping while they were at Gethsemane, he told them to watch and pray so they do not enter into temptations. The next question. In which chapter of the book of Job did God finally speak to Job? DLCF.
Chapter 42.
That is incorrect. APOSA.
Job 41.
Incorrect. AGCM.
Job 40.
Incorrect. The chapter is Job. Yes, audience. 38. Job 38 is the right answer. The next question. What reference can you spot in what the Lord required in a sin offering for an individual and for the whole congregation concerning unintentional sins against the laws God commanded through Moses? All right, concerning the whole congregation, a kid of the goat, and then for an individual, a female goat. The next question. Explain the background story which caused Jesus to rebuke Peter with these words in Matthew 16. You are not AGCM.
So Jesus asked the disciples, who do people say he is? And then they mentioned Elijah, one of the prophets, and Jeremiah. And he asked the disciples, who do you say I am? And Peter confessed him as Christ, that you are the Son of God. And yes, he said you are the Son of God. And that's when Jesus said that he must.
Jesus said he must be delivered up.
Okay, that's incorrect. APOSA.
So this is where Jesus, after Peter had openly proclaimed that he is the Son of God or he is the Christ, this is where Jesus was now beginning to say that the Son of Man will suffer many things and shall be killed. He said that openly. And so Peter called him aside and rebuked him, saying that he will not suffer these things. And Jesus rebuked Peter, saying that, "Get thee behind me, Satan, for you are not mindful of the things of God."
Okay. DLCF, do you want to try? Okay, so that is in Matthew 16. You are not mindful of the things of God, but the things of men. I think I finished. All right, so I'll give it to APOSA. The next question. Quote the scripture text in Hebrews 2, verse 18. DLCF.
So he said that for as much as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also partook in the same, that he through death might destroy him who has the power of death, that's the devil.
No. All right, Hebrews 12, verse 18. For in that he himself has suffered, being tempted, he is able to aid those who are tempted. The next question. With reference to 1 Corinthians 9, verse 2, mention the full list of first inhabitants who dwelt in their possessions in their cities after the return from the Babylonian captivity. All right. The list is the Israelites, priests, Levites, and Nethinim. The next question. Pick the odd one out and explain fully the reason for your choice. Midian, Ephron, Ishbak, Shua. DLCF.
So the odd one is Ephron. The rest were sons of Abraham that Keturah gave birth to him. Then Ephron was the Hittite that Abraham bought the field. He bought the field of Ephron, and that's where the cave of Machpelah was.
I will accept that. The next question. With reference to Deuteronomy 1, verse 13, mention the full list of qualifications Moses used to select heads of the families of Israel during the Exodus. All right. They should be wise, understanding, and knowledgeable men. The next question. Trace the genealogy of David from Perez. AGCM.
Perez, Hezron, Ram, Aminadab, Nashon, Salmon, Boaz, Obed, Jesse, David.
That's correct. The next question. With respect to the meanings of the names, what is the difference between Esau and Edom? AGCM.
Esau means red, and Edom means hairy.
Incorrect. APOSA.
Esau means red head, and Edom means weary.
I will not accept that. DLCF, do you want to try? Okay. So, AGCM, you mixed it up. Esau means hairy, and Edom means red. The next question. Which specific people were the primary patrons of the goods Solomon exported in the early days of his reign? All right. The kings of the Hittites and then the kings of Syria. The next question. Arrange the following in the order that they happened after Judah returned from the Babylonian exile. A. The restoration of the temple worship. B. The restoration AGCM.
B, C, D, A.
That is incorrect. I continue. B. The restoration of the foundation of the temple. C. The restoration of the altar of sacrifice. D. The restoration of the burnt offerings. APOSA.
C, D, A, B.
That is incorrect. DLCF.
C, D, B, A.
That is correct. The next question. Why did Paul tell the church in Ephesus not to be disgraced by his tribulations for them in Ephesians 3? The reason is because his tribulations are for their glory. The next question. Identify which persons made the following statements in the Bible. A. Are you able to make known to me the dream which I have seen and its interpretation? B. I have dreamed a dream and there is none that can interpret it. C. We have dreamed a dream and there is no interpreter of it. AGCM.
A is Nebuchadnezzar, B is Pharaoh, and C are the prisoners who were with Joseph in the prison.
I will accept that. The next question. Mention the 4 wrong reasons for which people were preaching the gospel in the days of Paul. DLCF.
He said some even preach Christ of envy, some of strife, some of contention, and some of vainglory.
Okay, I will not accept it. Any other team? Good try though, DLCF. Alright, so envy, strife, correct, selfish ambition, and then to add affliction to his chains are the other 2. The next question. Mention the few things the Lord had against the church in Pergamos. DLCF.
You have some, he said that you have some that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrifice unto idols, and to commit fornication. And also they have them that hold the doctrine of the Nicolaitans.
That is correct. The next question. At your most recent church service, the preacher spoke on the theme, the process of sin, and his main text was James 1, verses 13 to 15. While going over the notes you made from that service, it occurred to you that Gideon, a very active pianist in your church, who is recently entertaining many wrong desires, could go through this cycle and eventually stop attending church. Referencing the stages in the process of sin as outlined in the preacher's main text, tell us 4 practical events that may happen in series in Gideon's life. APOSA.
So, because of his desire, the desire will give birth to sin. And when sin has conceived, it will give birth to death. So in Gideon's life, as he's entertaining the desire, he would eventually sin. And the sin that he would commit would cause him to die spiritually by leaving the church.
Let me hear from DLCF. So
he said that when one is tempted, he's drawn away by his own lust. It's not that and enticed. It's not that God tempt him. And when the lust has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And then when sin is finished, it brings up death. And the end of that man is destruction. And so I'll advise him that he, in his life, he should not.
So in his life, the stages is that, first of all, he will lust after whatever he's going for. Then he will be enticed. Then lust and enticement, then sin. Then he will die. And then there will be distraction.
Okay, I'll give it to DLCF. All right, the last question for this round. Complete the following statements with precision and accuracy. 2 Timothy 2, verse 22, NKJV says, DLCF.
Flee also youthful lust, but follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, charity, with them that call on the name of the Lord out of a pure heart.
That is correct. And that brings us to the end of the Chango Speed Race.
I have something to do with the number 5. I am that spot which was targeted by Abner, Joab, and others to kill people. DLCF.
The 5th rib.
Correct.
Amamfwe! The National Bible Quiz is back. Oh yes. Get ready for 2 weeks of biblical knowledge and excitement. Learn more about the Bible and have some fun as we bring you the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship. Come watch 63 churches battle their way to becoming the ultimate powerhouse for biblical knowledge and the trophy from Monday 22nd September 2025 to Sunday 5th October 2025 at the RS Amagashi Auditorium. The championship will be showing on Alpha TV, CACI TV, PCG TV, and NBQ Ghana social media channels. Come cheer your church to victory. For more information and sponsorship, contact 053-1454-855 or nbqghana@gmail.com. It's all about the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship.
That feeling you get when you walk into an event with incredible music and sound quality. Yeah, that's us. Welcome to Ghana's leading musical instrument store, Sweet Music. Choose from a wide range of keyboards, drum sets, guitars, combos, stage monitors, mixers, amplifiers, speakers, microphones, saxophones, trumpets, studio equipment, and every accessory thinkable. We're located in Achimota, Sonodim Ship House, adjacent APOSA Bank. Tema Community 9 next to Star Gas near T Havana. Kumasi opposite the STC station or Ashanti Home Touch, Asafo Market. Takrade ground floor of Rabito Clinic, Dabiama. Sunyani opposite Kokobod, Cementia Story Building. Tamale at the King David Plaza. You can also shop online at sweet-music.com or call 020-536-0313 or 054-734-6146. From top brands to beginner-friendly options, we've got something for everyone. Sweet Music. Hear the sound.
Araba, there are some people at the door. Go and tell them I have traveled to Russia.
Yes, Daddy.
Where's your father?
My father said I should tell you he has traveled to Russia.
Your father has killed me. I sent him money from America to complete my house for me.
Are all student association contributions?
Even the money from the fundraiser for Kweku's surgery.
Oh! He too? Don't be a victim. If you're contributing to a project, alumni dues, or any public campaign, Chango is your best choice. Chango keeps track of all donations and gives you the power to know exactly where the money goes. Chango is approved by Bank of Ghana. Call 0270-066-614 or visit changoapp.com for more information.
Uncle, my father is hiding under the bed.
Oh, Araba.
Chango for your groupings and crowdfunding.
That time of the day when you're just settling in. You know, mid-morning, brunch time. You know your day is going to be just amazing once you're tuned in to your number one Christian radio, Sweet Melodies 94.3 FM. It's toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Just the right groove and great vibes for your morning. Tune in from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday on Sweet Melodies FM 94.3. Make a date. Toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Music so sweet, you can't help but tap your feet.
Welcome to TK Ventures, your premier destination for top quality sound equipment for any occasion. Whether you're hosting a wedding, corporate event, or live concert, we've got you covered. At TK Ventures, we offer a vast selection of state-of-the-art audio gear from
At the end of the second round, APOSA UCC had 6 points. AGCM LEGON had 13 points. DLCF KNUST is still in the lead with 35 points. Now on to the third round. This is the test of the day. In this round, all teams are presented with the same test, and you have 4 minutes to present your victorious answers on the whiteboards provided. 10 points are at stake. You may turn over your sheets as we read the test together. Test for today. Prophet Zechariah saw many visions which are recorded in Zechariah 1-6. Identify the visions with brief descriptions in the order that they were recorded. You have 4 minutes to answer this on on the whiteboards provided. You may start work.
Welcome to Nikal Fabrics. At Nikal Fabrics, our affordable pricing helps you experience the luxury of exclusive and premium fabrics without compromising your budget. Nikal has a disability-friendly access to the shop and helps you relax, choose your fabrics that suits every occasion. Nikal Fabrics are ready to help you choose the perfect fabric that implies your artistic prowess and suits your style. From ball gowns, kaftans, Hollandex, ABC, high target, funeral cloths, Mibawa brochure, kente plain and design, woodine, American linen, paradise, crepe, bridal satin, Swiss cotton, cotton lining, net, wedding laces, cashmere, brocade, damask, luxury and European brocade, northern fugu, and even bulk matching attires for choirs and other groups. We've got you covered. We have African print, GTP. Nikal Fabrics ensures that only the finest fabrics is released into the market through our vigorous quality checks. Locate our showroom at Dansoman Matayeko at the Ash Story building on the first floor of the Nikal complex, just around the sharp curve roundabout. You can call or WhatsApp us on 057 970.
Our contestants have presented their solutions to the test of the day. But before we go through what they've presented, let's see what was expected of them in today's test. There are two ways of identifying the visions of Zachariah, depending on whether you think some visions happen together or separately. So we have the vision of the horses, vision of the horns, vision of the craftsman, vision of the man with the measuring line, vision of the high priest, vision of God's servants, the branch, vision of the lampstand and olive trees, vision of the flying scroll, vision of the woman in a basket, and vision of the 4 chariots. That's the first way of identifying it. And then the second way is the horseman among the metal trees. Then the four horns and 4 craftsmen, the surveyor, the vision of Joshua the high priest, the golden lampstand, and 2 olive trees, the flying scroll, the woman in the basket, and the 4 chariots. So for the first way, if our contestants were able to state all 10 of them, they would have gotten 10 points. And then for the other way, if they were able to mention all 8, would have given them 2 extra points to add up to 10. Now let's see what our contestants presented. So AGCM LEGON was able to state the vision of the lampstand and the olive trees, the vision of the woman in a basket. And so out of the 10 points, they get 2 points. Now, APOSA UCC was also able to state the vision of the horses, vision of the horns, vision of the craftsmen, vision of the flying scroll, vision of the woman in a basket. And so out of the 10 points, they also get 5 points. Finally, DLCF KNUST, they were able to state the horseman among the metal trees, the 4 horns and 4 craftsmen. This is the other way. That is the final 8. And then they were also able to state the vision of Joshua the high priest, the golden lampstand and 2 olive trees, the flying scroll, the woman in the basket. And so they stated 6 in all, but because they went by the second way, we gave them an extra point of 1. And so they get 7 points out of the 10 points. So at the end of the 3rd round, APOSA UCC had 11 points. AGCM LEGON had 15 points. And DLCF KNUST had 42 points. I have to take it again on. Alright, before we begin the 4th round, I've seen that DLCF KNUST has made a substitution. Let's meet him.
So Noah Annan. Noah Anani.
Alright, Noah, you are welcome. Now, the 4th round. In this round, I'll be making statements to each team, and you are to tell whether the statement is true or false. A correct answer is worth 2 points. An incorrect answer will result in a deduction of 1 point. A team can decide not to answer their question, at which point it may be passed on to the next team, which rings their bell first. Same rules and on points and deductions apply to a passed on question. Best wishes to you all. The first set of questions. Preamble to all teams. Indicates whether the following statements are true or false regarding the laws God gave Israel concerning slaves or servants. AGCM LEGON. A purchased Hebrew servant who came alone without a wife, but was given a wife by his master and bore children with his wife while in the master's house, could live for free in the 7th year with his wife alone, but the children shall be for his master. True or false?
False.
That's correct. APOSA UCC. A purchased Hebrew female servant whose master chose for himself, but the master did not find her pleasing, was to be redeemed by his family. True or false?
True.
That's correct. DLCF. A purchased Hebrew female servant whose master chose for himself, but the master did not find her pleasing, could be betrothed to the master's son. True or false?
False.
That is incorrect. AGCM LEGON. At least one of King Saul's relatives was part of his army, and he was actually named in the Bible. True or false?
True.
That's correct. APOSA. The named relative of Saul who was part of his army was Abner. True or false?
True.
That's correct. DLCF. Abner was the uncle of Saul, who also previously asked him about his interactions with Samuel in the matter of the missing donkeys. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Preamble to all teams. Indicates whether the following statements are true or false concerning the conspiracy against Nehemiah recorded in Nehemiah 6. AGCM. Sanballat and Tobiah were the principal persons who engaged Nehemiah directly in various conversations seeking a way to bring him down. True or false?
False.
That's correct. APOSA. Geshem was a prominent figure in the conspiracies against Nehemiah. True or false?
True.
That's correct. DLCF. Sanballat's servant was a key person in the propagation of the conspiracies against Nehemiah. True or false?
It's false.
That is incorrect. AGCM LEGON. Indicates whether the following statements are true or false concerning the strategies of the crafty harlot discussed in Proverbs 7. She used enticing words to cause a simple young man to yield to her seductions. True or false?
True.
That's correct. APOSA. The moment this harlot fully seduced a simple young man, the man went after her as an ox goes to the slaughter. True or false?
True.
That's correct. DLCF. Just like how an ox goes to the slaughter, this simple young man did not perceive that following the crafty harlot will cost him his life. True or false? Your microphone.
It's true.
That's correct. AGCM. One similarity between the two different stories of miraculous catching of fish by the direction of Jesus is that both miracles happen at the Sea of Tiberias. True or false?
False.
That is incorrect. APOSA. One similarity between the two different stories of miraculous catching of fish by the direction of Jesus is that both miracles happen at the Sea of Galilee. True or false?
False.
That is incorrect. DLCF. One similarity between the two different stories of miraculous catching of fish by the direction of Jesus is that both miracles happen at the Lake of Gennesaret. True or false?
It's false.
That is incorrect. AGCM. According to Amos 3, one of the sins of the kings and princes of Israel was that they stored up violence and robbery in their places. True or false?
True.
That is correct. APOSA, according to Amos 8, one of the famines the Lord was going to send against Israel for all their unrighteousness was a famine of bread and wine. True or false?
False.
That is correct. DLCF. In Amos 8, the Lord prophesied through Amos that he would turn the feast of Israel into mourning and their songs into lamentation. True or false?
True.
That is correct. AGCM LEGON. According to the book of First Peter, believers are admonished to count it all joy when we go through various trials. True or false?
False.
That is correct. APOSA. According to the book of First Peter, believers should not be surprised when they go through fiery trials in life. True or false?
True.
That is correct. DLCF. According to the book of First Peter, various trials test the genuineness of our faith. True or false?
It's true.
That is correct. The last set of questions for this round. AGCM LEGON. The scripture test. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with a portion of the king's delicacies, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the chief of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Can be found in Daniel 1 verse 6. True or false?
False.
That is correct. APOSA. The scripture test. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. Can be found in Daniel 3 verse 16. True or false?
True.
That is correct. DLCF. The scripture test. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went home, and in his upper room with his windows open toward Jerusalem, he knelt down on his knees 3 times that day and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as was his custom since early days. Can be found in Daniel 6 verse 11. True or false?
True.
That is incorrect. And that brings us to the end of round 4.
Life can get busy. From the noise of the workplace to the pressure of deadlines, we all give our best every day. After a hard day's work, nothing matters more than coming home to what truly counts: family, love, and peace. And when the day is done, there's a place where you can find strength for tomorrow, inspiration for your soul, and victory for your life. Alpha TV. Every day with God is every day in victory.
At the end of the fourth round, APOSA UCC had 24 points. AGCM LEGON has 28 points. DLCF KNUST had 46 points. Before we begin the final round, the Bible Society of Ghana is 60 years old, and as part of their 60th anniversary celebrations, we are donating 50,000 Bibles to young people across the country. You can help us today by donating 60 cedis only to buy one Bible. You can send your contributions to 0242 352 738 0242 352 738. Now to our contestants. There are 4 riddles in this round. A set of clues will be read out to all teams on each riddle, and you have to draw my attention on your readiness to answer by ringing your bell. Let's hear the bells of each team. The first to answer rightly wins the points for that riddle. A riddle solved on the first clue is worth 5 points, and on the second clue, 4 points. A riddle solved on the third or any other number of clues will be worth 3 points. If a team wrongly answers a riddle, they will be out of that particular riddle until the next. Best wishes to you all. The first riddle. Considering our forefather, many persons wouldn't like to associate with us. We are a large group of people mentioned in the book of Genesis. Our group produced the first musician in metal, AGCM LEGON.
Kura.
That is incorrect. I continue. Our group produced the first musician in metalsmith in the world, whose interventions are still in use today. They have also traced the first polygamist to us, and that APOSA.
The sons of Lamech.
No. I continue. They have also traced the first polygamist to us, and that we couldn't hide. Sadly, our forefather was the first major in the Bible. Who are we? DLCF.
Tuban.
No. Audience. Alright. The answer is the descendants of Cain. The second riddle. I am mentioned over 30 times in the Old Testament. In Genesis, I am an epithet of the Messiah in Jacob's blessings upon his children. Every other mention of me references a town in Ephraim, about 24 miles north of Jerusalem. I was the first location of the tabernacle after Canaan was conquered. I am known for 2 major captures, casting of lots, an answered prayer, and several irregularities about offerings. I was the location of the tabernacle throughout the entire period of the Judges. DLCF.
Gilgal.
That's incorrect. APOSA.
Shiloh.
Shiloh is the right answer. They get 3 points. I exhausted the clues. The third riddle. I am a Psalm of David with a total of 50 verses. I am unique in the sense that you can find me almost word for word in a specific chapter in one of the historical books with almost the same number of verses. I am the only psalm which is quoted in the book of 2 Samuel. In the DLCF.
Psalm 18.
Psalm 18 is the right answer. I was on the third period, so they get 3 points. The final riddle. I am a fraction. I am expressly referenced about 12 times in the Old Testament and once in the New. In most of my Old Testament references, I was associated with oils and wine. I was also associated with a famous offering during Saul's first encounter with Prophet Samuel. In the Gospels, I can also be associated with the only soil that bore fruit in the famous AGCM LEGON.
1/4.
1/4 is the right answer. I was on the fourth clue, and so they get 3 points. And that brings us to the end of round 5. At the end of the third contest of the quarterfinal stage of the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship, APOSA UCC had 27 points. AGCM LEGON had 31 points. Winning the contest is our reigning champions, DLCF KNUST, with 49 points. AGCM LEGON, congratulations to you. You've done well. APOSA UCC, congratulations to you as well. Well done. DLCF KNUST, a big congratulations to you. You won a cash prize of 3,000 cedis. You've also qualified to the semi-final stage of the 2025 championship. And I believe you've won the Sweet Music Highest Scorer of the Day award. Congratulations. Hello viewers, thank you for staying with us in this contest. We believe you've had so much fun and you've learned a lot from the Bible as well. This program is brought to you by NBQ Ghana in partnership with the Bible Society of Ghana. It was proudly sponsored by Sweet Music Pro Audio, Ghana's leading musical instrument store, Chango Crowdfunding Platform, Vital Reinsurance Brokers, AGCM Ventures, Nikao Fabrics, Julie's Blush, So Impacts Family Production, Tampico, University of Ghana Business School, Volta Hall, and our broadcast partners, PCG TV, Kasi TV, Alpha TV, and Sweet Melodies FM, with support from various churches, organizations, and individuals. Join us again when we bring you the fourth quarterfinal contest of the season. My name is Believe Esite, and I've been your quiz mistress. See you.
quarterfinals of the 2025 National Bible Quiz. And with our last contest, we had DLCF KNUST being represented by these two handsome young men and a beautiful lady. And they happen to be the highest scorer of the day. And they as well won the third contest. So may I know who I am with here?
Anaba Richmond.
Abigail.
Anani Noah.
Okay, so first of all, how has the experience been? I mean, if I know well, last year you got to the finals, and I think last year you were the champions for the 2024 grand finale, and coming here again as a seeded team to contest in the quarterfinals. How has the experience been? Let me start from you.
Okay, so preparations have not been easy on our side, and then like throughout the contest too, it was just nice coming together and then throwing the light on the gospel so that others will see, and then also we thank God for His glory being seen.
Okay. How has the experience been with you too?
It's been by the grace of God that God has given us the desire to study the Bible, even though we pass through a lot of maybe we have to spend night, sacrifice other things, but because of the desire God has given us, that's what has brought us far, and we really thank God for seeing us through in this contest.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to ask what the expectations are in the subsequent contest since you have qualified for the semi-finals. What are the expectations? Should we expect much more from you as a team?
Okay, of course, we are doing our parts, and we know that God being on our side, He also water what we have planted. And I wouldn't straightforward say that okay, of course, we are hoping for the best, yeah. But I know that God is also with us, and He will surely the glory of God will be seen.
All right. Okay. Congratulations once again, DLCF KNUST. It's no surprise. It's no surprise. Your performance is not really a surprise since you have been champions before, and I hope that the subsequent contest would also go well. Congratulations for winning the highest score of the day award and for winning this contest as well. We would see you in the subsequent contest and we will talk more. Thank you. So please, you can. So I have with me here one of our quiz mistresses, the beautiful and elegant quiz mistress of all time. All right. So I'm here with Miss Believe Isite, who happens to be a quiz mistress. So Miss Believe, how has the experience been this year's contest as compared to the previous years as a quiz mistress?
Yeah, so it's been amazing from the standpoint of a quiz mistress. Year in, year out, we come and then we learn. That is my highlights from all the quizzes we've had so far. When you come, a question is thrown at you. If you don't know the answer, you get the opportunity to learn. So year in, year out, it has always been about learning, and that's my key highlights for this quiz, and that's what I love about it. You get to learn every time, even if you lose, you get to learn. So yeah.
All right. So what has been your idea about this year's teams? I mean, do you think they have improved as compared to the previous years? The teams you have met so far as a quiz mistress?
Yes, so I would use KNUST as an example. I think one thing I've realized is that over here you don't get comfortable. So if you win a contest, for instance, Nubji UHAS, they won their institutionals, but then they came here and then they were unseeded. So over here you don't get comfortable. So long as you win, if you want to press on, you have to keep winning. You have to keep doing better. So I'm impressed. Some people are learning, some people are
are getting better and are doing better, whilst for others, I guess I would say they need to do more better. Yeah.
All right. So, is there anything you want to tell the teams who have qualified, who are yet to contest in the quarterfinals, and who have qualified to be in the semifinals?
Okay, so for those who have qualified to be in the semifinals, the word I would use is they shouldn't get comfortable, because you don't know how much another team has prepared and how much ready they are. And so if you are aiming at winning the contest, don't get comfortable. Keep learning, keep making yourself better. And at the end of the day, we'll see what will become of the teams. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Believe.
Thank you too.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is where we end today's session, and we would see you in the coming days. We will bring you tomorrow, and on Wednesday too, we'll bring you another edition of the quarterfinals. Stay with us. Bye.
We didn't take you.